Hello, hello, hello. It is time for the Raggedy Business Report number 4. I hope you are having a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Janae, thank you for tuning in. Yes, we about to do it, honey. Yes, I am so excited. I can't believe we're already in week number 4. Like, this is crazy. I don't know where the time is flying, but I'm just enjoying it, enjoying the whole process and the journey. That's a whole nother live stream, honey. This journey is something serious and it is not for the faint of heart. But we are going to get into this Raggedy Business Report. You've been waiting on this all day. That warms my heart, Janae. That really does. That makes me so proud. I've said this before and I am just so overwhelmed by how people have latched on to this weekly Raggedy Business Report. And it's a good time. It's a good time because it is a little bit of tea. Yeah, we talk about some tea. We talk about some raggedy business practices, but it also is to serve you all as business owners to help you learn from a client experience and retention expert like myself how to keep these business practices from taking over your business, costing you clients and customers, costing you money, just making your life even that much more difficult. It's hard out here in these entrepreneur streets. And so we don't need to have anything else that is making it even more difficult for us to do business. And so this report, if you are new, it is not to rag on businesses and say that businesses are raggedy as a whole. But what it is to help you to see how raggedy business practices can impact your revenue, impact your clients, and it can turn your business raggedy as a whole if you're not careful. So I just wanted to thank you all. Hey, Tasia, thank you for tuning in. Hey, Morgan. So happy to have you all here. I'm so excited. This is, like I said, I just cannot believe the response that I've gotten from these Raggedy Business Reports. And so thank you all for being here and for tuning in. So I've given people about 2 minutes. Y'all know I like to respect people's time. I've given people a little time to come on in the room. So we are going to get started with this good Raggedy Business Report. Before I do that, let me introduce myself to those of you who are new to me. My name is Candace Washington, also known as the Client Curator, and that is because I help businesses sustainably scale from 6 to 7 figures, and we do that by increasing their client retention and maximizing the revenue that they get from every client. Because if you're not tapping into the revenue that you could be earning from every client, you're leaving money on the table. And so that is how we work with our clients to help them sustainably scale from 6 to 7 figures. It's no good if you can make a lot of money 1 month or 1 quarter and then you fall back the next month or quarter because your revenue is inconsistent. So we work to help you sustainably scale so you can have that recurring revenue and be making all the money from all of the clients. And so that is what we do over here. That's a little bit about me. And so I'm going to get into this Raggedy Business Report. Now this one, y'all, woo, it's a doozy. It's a doozy. And so, okay, where do I start? So earlier in the year, before COVID took over, before the world changed and just the world happened, as I love to say, I was making plans like everybody else was. I was going places and doing things, like physically planning to go places and do things, right? I'm still going places, but physically making plans to go places and do things. So I'm an adventurous person. Those who don't know me, I like adventure. I'm a motorcycle rider. If you don't know that, I have a motorcycle. I'm a rider. I'm a certified scuba diver. I just like to do things. I'm all about experiences, right? So I found out about this little camping event that takes place and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm really not an outdoorsy person. I know that doesn't go with what I just told you about myself, but really not an outdoorsy type of person, but I'm all about experiences and I like trying new things and things that I haven't done before. So heard about this camping event and I was like, okay, this seems like it could be cool. It's my people and camping and they have activities and, all of this. And so a friend and I, we bought tickets to go to this camping event And we were really looking forward to it. I started looking at tents to buy, like portable potties and all of the things, because I'm still a little bit of a diva. So the elements, I didn't want to be too natural and too in tune with nature, right? So started looking at all the things. Hey Gina, thank you for tuning in. So started looking at all the things. Well, as we all know, COVID got worse, and so I just made a wise decision that going to an event like this, where there were going to be crowds of people and all of that, probably wasn't the best idea in this environment, in this space. So I decided that I wasn't going to attend this year. I would try again next year, what have you. And so I found someone in the Facebook group for this camping event, because they have a Facebook group. I found someone who was willing to purchase my ticket and my friend's ticket, because we both were like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do it this year. Found someone who was willing to purchase our tickets. They sent us the money for them. Great. Well, the company that was hosting the event had a policy that in order to transfer tickets to someone else, you had to pay a fee. Well, I still to this day don't really know what the fee was, because it's not like they mailed physical tickets. Like they sent you an email confirmation and told you to show up with your email confirmation and your ID. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that was their process. And so I posted in the Facebook group asking them if they had considered waiving the fees because of everything that was going on in the country. Like, we're in a pandemic, this is just costing people more money. You're not offering refunds. I wasn't even asking for a refund. So have you considered waiving the fees, right? So posted that in the group. Here's where it all goes south. The owner of the company decided to hop in my DMs. And so I was kind of like, okay, why are you DMing me? Now, he and I, at the time, we were connected on Facebook. We were friends on Facebook, whatever. And so he decided to hop in my DMs about my question. And so his response to me was, well, that information, yes, Janae, the DM. He said, that information is on our website, and it's also posted in the group, and, all of these things. Hey, Natalie! So it's also posted in the group and all of these things. Now, mind you, for those who do not know me, I'm a very diligent person. I usually really look into things and research things before I reach out and ask questions. I try to find as much information as I can before I ask questions. So I had looked on their website, didn't see nothing. I had done a search in the Facebook group, didn't see nothing. So that's why I made the post asking about if they consider waiving their fees. So he responds to me, well, that information is on our website. It's also in the group. I told him, well, I didn't see the information on the website, in the group, what have you. So then he replies, well, we also sent out an email. Now, again, resourceful person, I saved just about everything, right? I ain't had no email that talked about the transfer fees being waived. And so then he goes off on this tangent talking about how, well, if I had time, I could research and look into it and see exactly when that email was sent to you and how many times the email was opened and all of this, right? Now, mind you, I'm a business owner as well. I know how email lists works. I know how email marketing works. Hey, Di, I know how all of that works. I know how tracking works. I know how you can see how many times an email has been opened and when the email was opened. Like, I'm a business owner. I teach systems. Like, this is what I do. So I don't need no lesson from you about telling me you could find information on how many times the email was open. All of this, right? So it was just a very sour taste in my mouth. It was a very sour interaction. So I told him, based on how he was communicating with me, I said, you know what? I have really looked forward to supporting your company and all of the outings and events that you do. But based on this interaction, I can't support this kind of interaction. I can't support this kind of communication because, listen, bruh, you already got my money. Like, I'm not even asking for a refund. You got my money. And if this is how you're treating someone who's already paid you and you've got my money, then exactly, Natalie, he didn't know who he was talking to. I was just like, this is it for me. Like, I ain't gonna be able to do it. So then after I tell him how the error of his ways and how he really, because I also did tell him, look, client experience, customer experience is what I do. So all of this that you're saying to me, it's just, it's really not how you should be approaching your clients and your customers. But I ain't here to tell you how to run your business, but I really am. So anyway, so I told him, I just don't. I ain't gonna be able to support you in the future because this is just really in poor taste. So then he makes a comment. Now, mind you, all this is going on in the DMs, right? Then he makes this comment to me. Well, this is why I don't message people who don't know me because stuff gets taken out of context and yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, first of all, I never told you to hop in my DMs. I posted a comment in the group. I went through the proper channel. I didn't just take advantage of the fact that you and I are connected on Facebook. I went through the proper communication channel. So ain't nobody tell you to hop into my DMs. Like, I ain't asked you to do that. You decided to do that, and so here we are. So that was like the interaction, right? So after this whole interaction, I went and searched his website again, and after doing a lot of digging, I was able to find a statement that was on there about their transfer fees and how they're going to waive them for COVID until a certain date and so on and so forth. And so I followed their process. I emailed the email address that they provided by the deadline that was given, and I was still told that I had to pay whatever the fee was to transfer the tickets. So I was told this by his people, by his team, whoever it was that was responsible for answering the emails and all of that, right? So I was told this by his team. So I reached back out to him via DM because that obviously is the way that he preferred to communicate. So I reached out to him via DM again. I said, hey, I was able to find the policy, but I'm being told by your team that I still have to pay to transfer my ticket. So what's up? Like, what's the word? He blocked me. He blocked me, and that was the end of that, right? So that is the lesson that is the Raggedy Business Report for today. Now, if you can't see all the raggediness that is laced all up and through this experience, I'm gonna help you out, okay? So what are the lessons? Because again, these weekly Raggedy Business Reports are not just to give you the tea. It's also to give you some concrete things that you can make sure that you implement in your business to keep your business from doing things like this with people who are paying you. Okay? So the first thing is to always communicate via the established channels. Okay? Now, he got outside of whatever his process was by hopping into my DMs. And nobody asked you to hop into my DMs. I posted a message in your Facebook group, and instead of responding to me in the Facebook group on the post that I made asking my question, you decided to hop into my DMs. That was inappropriate. That is not how you do business. That's inappropriate. I didn't reach out to you via DM, so you need to respond in the manner that I reached out to you. Inappropriate. Another thing kind of related to that, we all have in our businesses, or we should have, systems and processes. And so if and when someone does reach out to you outside of your process, it is your responsibility to pull them back into your process. So say, for instance, I had reached out to him via DM. It would have been fully appropriate for him to say to me, you know what, please email me at this email address or post your question in this group or what have you. But when people do get outside of your process, pull them back into your process. That's only going to benefit you and your business and keep things clear with those that you're serving as customers and clients. So that's number one. Number two, important information should be highlighted on your website or otherwise easily accessible or able to be found. As I said, after this interaction with him in my DMs, I went back to the website and did a whole lot of digging and was able to uncover the statement that they had about waiving the transfer fees, right? Well, it shouldn't be that difficult to find. Like, we're in a pandemic. If you're doing something, if you're changing your processes or your policies because of the pandemic, that should be in a very prominent location on the website. Your clients and your customers shouldn't have to search that out and go on this all-out journey to find the information that they're looking for, okay? So make sure that whatever the important information is, I see a lot of product-based businesses right now that are selling tangible products, and there are shipping delays right now because of COVID. And so if you are shipping products, make sure that if you have noticed a shipping delay with what you're sending out, that you have a banner on your website or something that is clearly telling people that we are experiencing delays because of the postal service or whatever carrier you use. That information should be very easily able to be found on your website and your social media, whatever you're using to communicate with your clients and your customers. Number 3, when clients or customers reach out to you and they have questions about something that is related to a policy or procedure, do not tell them where to find it. Just give them the answer. They're not trying to be sent on a scavenger hunt. I didn't need him to tell me that it was posted in the group and that it was on their web. Like, okay, even if it wasn't a prominent location, your job is to serve your clients and customers. So if they reach out and they have questions, give them the answer. It's really that simple. I've had several companies do similar things to me where they will copy and paste their policies or procedures from their website in the email. I don't need all that. I just need the answer to my question, period. It's very off-putting to clients and customers when you just do not solve whatever problem it is that they're having, which is why they probably paid you in the first place. You just need to solve whatever it is. If they have a question, give them the answer. They don't need to know where to find it. Just give them the answer. It's really that simple. I think that's the third thing. The fourth thing, when people reach out to you, when clients and customers reach out to you and they have complaints or concerns, I'm telling you, the best thing you can do for your business and for the situation, whatever the situation is to take it offline as soon as possible. Do not engage in a written back and forth, whether it's through the DMs or whether it's a post on social media or whether it's an email. If they have a complaint or a concern, you ask them when you can meet with them via phone or in person if you're able to, and that is how you resolve that issue. Do not continue to go back and forth in writing, because it's very easy to take things out of context when they're in writing. You can't hear tone. You can't see facial expressions. It's just black and white. So if they having a bad day, you could write the rosiest thing and the nicest thing, and they're going to read it with a foul attitude because they having a bad day. Take it offline. Take it offline as quick as possible. So his comment about, well, this is why I don't, reach out and message people that don't know me. Well, if you know that that's a tendency for people to misunderstand what you're saying, then why did you DM me in the first place? What you could have done was responded on the post and said, hey, please reach out to me at such and such number so that we can discuss. Or if you just had to hop in my DMs, he could have said, hey, please reach out to me at such and such number. But take it out, take it offline. If you don't take away anything else, please, because that's the quickest way to de-escalate the situation. If someone is not happy, if they have a concern, take it offline and resolve it offline. Please, I'm telling you, you'll thank me later. Number 5, always make sure that you are adhering to your own policies and procedures. How you gonna write policies and procedures in your company and you don't even keep them? Like, how does that work? I don't even know how that works. So what happened? As a result of them not honoring their own policy, what did I do? Of course, I called my attorney. This is what their written policy is. Here's the proof that I adhered to their written policy, yet they still forced me to pay to have this transaction completed. What you think happened? I got my attorney on it. So now you got to deal with them. Now you're not just dealing with me. Now you've made it into a legal situation because you wrote a policy that you didn't want to honor. You're legally obligated to do that. So always honor your policies and procedures, because when you don't, then you're opening a can of worms for yourself. So I handed it over to my attorney, and they asked me what documentation do I have. I gave them everything, and they got on it. So again, I think a lot of times people see me online and they see this big personality laughing and joking all the time, but please don't get it twisted. Sis is about her business. I don't play games with people. Like, I will laugh and kiki and all of that with you, but when it's time for business, sis is about her business. So just know that when you are writing things and you're creating all of these SOPs and policies and all of that for your business, you have to honor that. Period. I mean, that's really the end of the story. You have to honor that. And then the last thing is, always make sure that your written messages, whether they be email or text message or DM or whatever, make sure they're screenshotable. Make sure they're screenshotable. There's another reason to take it offline as quickly as possible, because, baby, if I were to post screenshots of how that conversation went with him and I, it would not be a good look for him at all, because it was highly inappropriate on a lot of levels. And you don't ever want to put yourself in that position to where someone can come back and post screenshots of a conversation with you that was unfavorable. You will lose business that way. I see it every day on social media. I see it on Facebook every day in some of these groups that I'm a part of. People are posting screenshots of conversations with customers or businesses that they've interacted with, and it is not a good look. So please make sure when you are interacting with people in a written format, even if it's not business related, but especially if it's business related, that everything is on the up and up. Because again, them screenshots, you can't really take those back. You can't walk them back. I mean, people gonna see what it is, so just always make sure your stuff is screenshotable. So I hope this has helped you all. Let me go back and look at all these little comments, child. Let me see. Yes, Natalie, he didn't know who he was talking to. Yes, exactly, Gina. I was the customer. You be mindful of how you treat your customers. Be mindful of how you treat the people that are paying you. Because I hear people say all the time that they got into business because they didn't want to answer to nobody and they wanted to be their own boss. Well, the truth is you still have people to answer to, and that's your customers and your clients. They're the ones paying you. So if you don't want to serve in that capacity, then you might not should be in business, right? Okay, let's see. What else we got? Like a pop-up as soon as you go to the website. Exactly, Gina, a pop-up. If you've got something important to share with your clients or customers and you need to make sure that they see it, a pop-up on the website is a great idea, because they have to acknowledge that before they shut that out, before they close that window. They have to at least see it. And so that's a great idea. Yes, thank you for that, Gina. Come on, girl. Natalie, yes. Natalie, you already know who I sent it to. Call my law firm quick, honey. I said, look, this business is out here being raggedy. Out here being raggedy. They didn't told me, or they have this policy stated and they making me still pay even though I'm adhering to their policy. They being raggedy. I need you to get on it. And they did. Let's see. Who else we got on Instagram? Yes, Janae. Yes, pull them back into your process. Always. We have processes for a reason in our business, and they are to help us to operate not only more efficiently, but also they help us to serve our clients better and our customers better. So when people get outside of your process, reel them back in. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people do it honestly. It's an honest mistake and they don't realize, and that's okay. You just have to be sure to reel them back in and pull them back into your process. So I hope this was helpful. Again, so for those who are new, for those who are just joining, my name is Candace Washington, also known as the Client Curator, and I help businesses sustainably scale from 6 to 7 figures, and we do that by increasing their client retention and maximizing the amount of revenue that they're getting from every client so that they're not leaving any money on the table. I thank you all so much for tuning in. If you are catching this on the replay, I should have said this at the top. please type replay in the comments for me. I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions about how we may be able to work together, I invite you to send me a DM. Let me know where you are, what you're doing, what your needs are, what your struggles are, and we can have a conversation about how my team and I will be able to serve you in your business and help you get to the next level. And so with that, I hope you all enjoyed this Raggedy Business Report. I can't believe this is week number 4 already, but as you know, we will be back next week, next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Be sure to tell your business besties, your coaches, because some of the coaches need this too now. Tell your coaches and your mom and them, your cousin them, your best friend, everybody that this is where they need to be on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central. I thank you all for being here. Thank you for catching this, whether you're live or on the replay. So grateful for your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And as I always say, remember to treat people well. Good night, y'all.